Well, there I am in the driveway working in the dirt, changing the rotors on the RAV. That's how I used to do things. These are the panels that came from Townsville. They're 150 millimeters thick, and there's some 28 of them, and they're on a car trailer high in the air. And this is the bracket that I made up to winch the steel into position so that I could pull the heavy pieces of steel up where I needed them. And I used the ladders as the lifting mechanism and winched them up. And all of this preparation, of course, has to happen before anything. So digging in some plumbing, getting the slab laid was quite a satisfying moment to have that slab going, let me tell you, after 30 odd years of working in the dirt. Welding in the brackets to hold panels up. I mean, this is such a multi-stage process that you just got to tackle one thing at a time. I used a stick welder on these rather than a MIG because it did penetrated better and it did a much better job overall. And pulling these pieces of steel up into position, so they're pretty heavy. So this was the method that I used, using pulleys off the house. One of the ladders did fall over at one stage, but we won't go there. So anyway, the whole idea of using the winch on the four-wheel drive worked out, and I managed to get all the steel in position. Used laser levels to get it square and everything sort of in position as a builder would do, really. The welder that I'm using here is one Dad gave me 40 years ago, and then I had to cut out the excess concrete, which caused me a few dramas because I couldn't put drain around the edge of the slab. So that was quite the mission, to use this big concrete saw to do that. But it seems to have worked. I've got a little bit more tidying up to do in that department before I install the drainage. But anyway, panels going in. Used a panel lift, which is used for putting up roofing sheets inside a house, and so it's quite a simple tool to use. These panels weren't terribly heavy, probably about 16-18 kilos each. So once you get them there, you just got to balance it on this device, get them up into position, and then they all had to be screwed in with cyclone rated screws and everything. But yeah, the process took a little while. Took about 4 hours to get all of the panels up, and luckily I had a little bit of help from one of my neighbours and a mate, and yeah, up they go. So quite the satisfying thing to get it to this stage after working in the dirt in this area for so many years, and just being able to have a roof over your head in Cairns in the wet season. Well, yeah, that's very satisfying and something that everybody should have. So this year, unlike last year where we had 6 months of rain, this year I'm ready for it, and hopefully I'll get my fascias on and get my gutters in and do all of that in the new year, and get the drains in is the other important thing, so that the water runs away and this area doesn't flood. So yeah, it's coming together. So the panels are quite easy to work with, because you can just use a cut-off blade and cut them to size, whatever. So this is a 4 metre wide width by 12 metres long, and it takes a camper trailer and a car, which is almost filled it up, to be honest. But the space, there's the space, it's quite a large space. Once I tidy up and get those ladders stored somewhere and get everything else, all the excess building materials out of the way, this area will become very useful. Be able to do a lot of different things under there. And the roofing panels are like 150 mil thick, so they're insulated and soundproof. So having that up there has been a great benefit. And eventually there will be walls with the same material, which will make this whole area very, very pleasant and not too hot in the summer.